Welcome back to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank y'all so much for stopping by again today. His first trip to the Philippines was a disaster. You know, I just got off WhatsApp with a friend of mine. Yeah, I consider this guy a friend. We've been chatting on WhatsApp for several months, and he made his first trip to the Philippines here, maybe 10 days ago. He had been planning this trip for over a year, since around February, time that he met the young lady online. Christian Philippines, where he met this woman. Okay, but it doesn't matter, okay? They're all Christians when it's convenient for them. But anyway, this guy got unlucky in the worst way. He was so excited to come here. I could feel the excitement, man, in our chats and stuff. He meets the girl, and, you know, it just all went left from the very first day. She met him at the airport with her mother. He pays for everything for her and the mother. No intimacy, no connection, no nothing. Why he kept holding on, I don't know. But I never blame the victim. In a little short span of 10 days, he's probably out of over 5,000 US dollars. Okay, about 300,000 pesos. And just to add insult to injury, they robbed him. Took all the money out of his wallet, went in his phone, took 13,000 pesos, transferred 13,000 from his PayPal. Took all the food they had bought, all the soap, shampoo, and everything out of the Airbnb. When he woke up, they were gone. Crickets. And then she says, when he says, hey, what happened? I'm going to report you. Oh, you violated me. You traumatized me. Just go home. All I have of the memory of us together is you traumatizing me. Guys, y'all think I just be on her talking. I just told you the other day about these false allegations. He's scared to death. He wasn't supposed to leave till Saturday. Now he's leaving tonight. He didn't have to change his ticket. That was $300 more. Sitting in the airport right now in her hometown waiting about 7 hours before the flight goes to Manila, then of course back to the United States. What makes me so angry, man, is this guy is a good guy. He's one of the good guys. He didn't deserve this, you know, but at the same time, he's been listening to my videos all the time, all the while. And they just don't do what you ask them to do. Once they see the woman, they forget everything you tell them. Now, he had already been taking care of the woman and her family because they were in need, he said. I said, well, hell, they're all in need. They take advantage of our sympathy, ladies and gentlemen. He's only going halfway by letting me tell the story, leaving out his name, her name, and everything. He should be filing a charge against her, but then she comes back, well, I'm going to file a charge on you. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place, basically blackmailed him. Like, if you turn us in for stealing that 21,000, which is what they ended up stealing, then I'm going to tell the people that you violated me. But yeah, this guy did everything right, but he overlooked a lot of red flags. Overlooked a lot of red flags. First of all, the mother coming to the airport with her. That's bullshit right there. That's bullshit right there. That's a major sign. It's not like they live in Cebu or Lapu-Lapu and say, okay, yeah, let us meet you. No, he had to fly them in and everything together to meet him at that airport in Cebu. Big red flag, because the mother's not going anywhere. She spent the whole 10 days with them. So ain't nothing happening there. Number two, The bigger red flag than that was no intimacy. See, that's one of the things that's in the unspoken agreement. You meeting me at the airport. Lady, I've already been taking care of you before I even got here. You can't even take, you can't even hold up your end of the bargain. I'm giving you all this money, so there's no telling how much money he's out of for real. You know, we're embarrassed, guys. But this is the reason they continue to do this stuff to us, because they're not held accountable. You see a few cases on Robbery 2-4, but that's it. You know, I wish he would have given me the go ahead, because I'd have put her name out there. I'd have put her picture out there. But it's funny now because of those other charges. She's saying, yeah. See, that's bullshit, man. But he done spent money, and I could just hear it in his voice, man. He's devastated. You know, it didn't turn out to be, you know, what he thought it was going to be. This guy's still working. He's far from retirement. He's not even 50 years old. He took off that time and, you know, saved up that money and everything. He's not rich. Only to be treated like that. No one's going to do anything. You know, we don't have a leg to stand on, but if you come over here, they're going to try to throw the book at you. It's just crazy, guys. You know, sometimes you have to realize that we know what we're talking about when it comes to some things. When it comes to meeting women over here, man, there's so much evidence out there on what to do, what not to do, what red flags to look for, which ones to avoid, which red flags that you cannot overlook. So he's out of, I would say double that. He said 300,000. I can tell you right now, he probably spent, the average expat, according to the experts, not me, since his Filipino girlfriend, or LDR, $200 to $800 per month. So he was chatting with her for a whole year. So let's just take the bottom end of that, 200. You're talking $2,500 plus the 3,000 over, well, 5,000 that he ended up wasting over here on the plane ticket, the airport, the ferries, the resorts, the Airbnbs, the food, for 3 people, guys. I'm pissed off about this, man. It just pisses me off because I know how excited he was. He just ended up meeting the wrong woman. He got unlucky. You have to take your time, man, when you're on those dating sites. Because they take no prisoners, guys. It doesn't matter. Oh, yeah, she was on Christian Filipina. So what? Don't mean anything. The only difference between Christian Filipina and the rest of them is Christian Filipina is more expensive. It's the same women on the same dating sites. They'll be stupid to only have a profile on one dating site. That means that they're lessening their chances. The more dating sites, the more chances are that you're going to get chosen. I told him, I said, see, she done screwed over some woman who's really looking for the opportunity that she had presented to her, but they were on a scam. If you see the pictures of them, her and the mother, now they're on the beach with sweaters on and everything, knowing they ain't trying to do nothing but scam somebody. You're going to go on the beach, you know, and you got on long ass dresses, long sweaters, guys, okay? It's bullshit, but I just wanted to tell you his story, man. You know, it's just a damn shame. But he said he's coming back. He's going to try it again. And, you know, I don't blame him. I gave him some tips on what to do on the dating site. But, you know, no matter what I say, when that girl meets you at that airport, because she's 22 years old, okay, he probably hadn't had a 22-year-old woman since he was 22. something happens to us. We talk about it all the time. And we throw the common sense out the window. Something overtakes us. Lust, I don't know what it is. And next thing you know, he's out of what? At the least, $8,000 US. And he gets nothing in return but a threat to file charges. Lady, if he would have violated you like you claim he did, because I read, he gave me the message that she sent him. Just go home. See, that's a scam, guy. If you really got violated, lady, you need to go to the police. And good and damn well, if you did get violated, you'd already be at the police station. This is a lesson, guys, that far too many of us don't learn. He said he said lesson learned. I said, I hope you learned something from it, but I don't think we learned anything from it. There should not be any more. I said this in 2025. There should not be any people getting scammed over here in 2025. Now, here it is, 2026. That's going to be a long flight home for him. But I got a message to the lady. You probably watch me. If he watches me, you probably watch him. The universe is watching you. I've seen what it does to women like you who come over here and scam these men. I've seen it firsthand. You're going to be worse off than you was before you met him. So if you're in America, if you're in the Philippines, wherever you are, find your heart to help somebody. Not a day goes by that I don't help somebody. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. We help other people, we help ourselves. Take care, stay safe, stay out of trouble. I'll see you next time. Don't do anything stupid. Slow down, guys. Okay? It's called an unspoken agreement for a reason. Make sure that she's in agreement, that you're in agreement with what's going to happen before you get here. Stop sending money before you get here. You can't put these women on reserve. You can't put them in the layaway. They're human beings. But you can come to an understanding. Okay, because, he hit me with the, she had some medical problems. Really? At 22. And what makes you think you need to be paying for that? All of a sudden, before you ever even met the girl, he feels obligated because they play on our sympathy, guys. We don't get lucky over here because most of the women over here are good. We get unlucky when we overlook the red flags, guys. Just straight up red flags. Okay, about no intimacy, bringing a mother to the airport. Come on. I've been over here. All the women I've ever met, the mother, man, I had to meet the mother later on. There ain't no mother showing up at the airport and then wants to be on vacation with us. No, I would have stopped that right then and there. That's okay. This is why I give people the advice of you meet 2 or 3 or 4 women. So if something like that happens, you got a plan B, C, and D.
Boots on the ground, don't do nothing stupid. Give that man his flowers, a tribute through music. If I don't know nothing, I know one thing. When we help others,